Greetings and welcome to another episode of Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. I am DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is J. Ray, sometimes known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay III. What's happening, people? Sir Daniel, how you doing, man?
I am fantastic. Just got here by the here's on my chin. But so happy to be here in the place with you and with all our beloved listeners as we get into some chit chat about this wonderful music industry that we are that we love so dearly. But we love to see each and every one of you here. J. Ray, what's up with you? How you feeling?
Man, I am feeling really good. Surprisingly, I haven't watched the weather. So it started snowing today. Oh. So currently it is a winter wonderland outside. So right before this show, I went outside and I, did some ice melt just to make sure that the people don't fall as they walk by our house. But we've had more snow this season than we had like all last winter. So we're already beating everything.
That's what's up. But listen, I think we had our bout with snow last week, and of course that's all gone.
Tell me about that, by the way. Let's talk about that. How did it go?
It went fine. It went well. Atlanta, listen, the things that you saw on social media are true. Atlanta continues to be a mythological place in the United States of America where people made BBL snowmen and
30-inch weaves.
30-inch weaves and hookahs right next to them. There were people at Piedmont Park, tobogganing and sledding, and some were sledding in their clothes hampers and just enjoying the snow that stuck for a good 24 hours. But then after the next day, even with the temperature drop, it started melting away, and by Sunday it was all gone. We were all out. Atlanta's not going to be able to sit still for nothing. People were out and about within a few minutes. But J. Ray, I say all that to say it pales in comparison to what has been going on across the country and California over the past couple of weeks. I mean, to call it a natural disaster is belittling what's happening out there. There are people are losing their lives and their homes. And we all know that in this country, in this day and age, it does not take much to become unhoused and to be left at the will of, help from friends or just to be left at your own will at this point.
Yeah, I'm glad we're having this conversation tonight because, not to be a downer, Sir Daniel, but I have been, especially over the last 2 weeks, just like, this is very serious. Like, we have folks that we know and don't know, right, who are being severely impacted by all of this that is going on.
Yeah.
And it's nature. So that's the other part of it, right? It's just like, what do you do? Like, they're doing all the things that they can do. I was watching video of the helicopters just kind of scooping up the water to kind of take it up to just kind of try to douse the flames. And it just got me thinking just about how we just never know. Like, we just never know when a natural disaster can overtake us. And just sending love out to all of those folks in LA.
Right. And it hit really close to home for us because our friend, Daryl on Instagram, phenomenal DJ, personality, responsible for bringing Wax Fundamentals together, giving me one of my first shots at vinyl DJing here in Atlanta, has lost his home.
Yep.
And, seeing the pictures and whatnot, it just really brings it to the forefront. But also, J. Ray, there's a lot of conversation around celebrity, of course, because this is Los Angeles. Where Hollywood is. Right. And it just so happens that Mother Nature decided to do her thing during award season.
Right.
So that brings up the conversation of whether or not these awards should be preempted, rescheduled, until we get a hold on this thing. And some have done that.
Some have done that and some have not. Let's actually, we're going to pull up one of the folks. So one of the folks that actually put out a message about this. So as y'all know, after Beyonce Bowl happened on Christmas, people were waiting until January 14th for Beyonce to make an announcement. People have been speculating about what the announcement is. None of us know what the announcement is, because if we know anything about Beyonce, we know that her team is tight.
Yes.
We don't know what it is. But anyway, Beyonce astutely, honestly, came out with this message saying the January 14th announcement will be postponed to a later date due to the devastation caused by the ongoing wildfires around the areas of Los Angeles. And I thought that this was a really important message for someone like her to put out. And she noted that the Bay Good LA Fire Relief Fund has donated $2.5 million to directly support families that have lost their homes, community organizations and communities organizations at the forefront of relief. This is important work for me. Like, if you are a celebrity, I'm like, yeah, this is the way that you use your celebrity for good, in my opinion. So Beyonce, one of the people to kind of come out and decide not to do something because of the devastation of the wildfires.
And you know what that's called, J. Ray? That's called reading the room. That's called being present. Mm-hmm. That's called having empathy for mankind. Mm-hmm. That's also called having good PR, good public relations.
Good home training too.
Good home training. just somebody on your team that'll say, hey, now is not the time.
Yeah.
Now is not the time, pumpkin. And, shout out to Beyonce for continuously being and doing that, because it's a verb. You got to have actions behind your words and whatnot. Mm-hmm. However, like I stated, this is award season. The Golden Globes took place already. Mm-hmm. And now coming up, that's when the questions started rolling in, like, should these award shows fall back for a second? Mm-hmm. Some have.
Yes.
And some haven't. One of the biggest nights, of course, is the Grammys. And the Grammys are going to continue to broadcast their award show. I do believe that they're making a caveat. They're saying it's a fundraiser during the night while they're on the air giving out awards. I'm just
so
so we're just wondering, to all of you watching at now or listening, does that make sense? Does it, do you think the Grammys or other award shows that are choosing to go on, even though they're saying they're doing it in the name of raising money for the disaster, is this a good idea? Are they reading the room? That's the question that we have tonight to all of you out there. And I know I see a lot of people in the chat. Mm-hmm. See John in the chat. Of course, Carlson is in the chat. We see you. All our day ones are in the chat right now. If you all have an opinion on this, let us know. Should the Grammys, because we are a music-related show, should the Grammys fall back and should they preempt the show, or should they go forward and continue the broadcast in the name of raising money in the name of relief?
I have thoughts on this. So, listen, I feel like there is a time and place for everything. Mm-hmm. We can argue all day about the importance of the Grammys and if the Grammys as an institution matter anymore. We can do that. That's not related to this conversation. I think related to this conversation, the Grammys have been traditionally held in Los Angeles. They will be held in Los Angeles this time because they have decided not to postpone. Mm-hmm. I cannot imagine being a participant and an attendee. So are we doing a red carpet? Like, what are we doing exactly?
Hey there, Ashanti. How you doing this evening? What are you wearing?
How do we get to have these ridiculous conversations, right? On red carpets, my response is, this is absolutely not the time. Mm-hmm. It's one thing we learned during COVID, Sir Daniel, that we could absolutely have a telecast, right? We could do a telecast that people can join. Why are all of these celebrities that don't live in LA, now they need to come into LA so that they can participate in the Grammys, which means they're taking up hotel space for people in LA that need hotels. They're flying in and taking up all of these resources for people that need to be moving around LA because they need to be moving around LA. We're bringing in celebrities and rich folks that don't need to be there. That is ridiculous to me. I do not understand why they would do it. If you want to have a telecast, don't give out awards. If you want to raise money, have them people perform. We've done it before. Have them people perform, play those performances.
Pre-recorded, yeah.
Pre-record them things. Have a few folks from home saying, here is how you can donate money. Play some past Grammys. You know what I mean? Things.
Some Grammy performances,
some past Grammy performances. And then have this year's Grammys at another time. That's what you do. I can't imagine. So, Sir Daniel, if I'm going to use an I statement, not a Q points, not, whatever. If I was nominated for a Grammy this year, I can't imagine I would show up because I would look crazy showing up to the Grammys this year. I don't live in LA. Why am I going?
Right. Yeah, I really hate it because a lot of people that are special to us are receiving Lifetime Achievement Awards, including Roxanne Shante. And, which is a huge deal. And like you said, I really hate for her to be inconvenienced and other people, even though Prince is being posthumously recognized and whatnot, there are other people that are in the same boat. And it's difficult. It's really a time of, where our hearts are lying. And we've been going through this for the past couple of years too, because we also have people who are staunchly against what's happening in Palestine. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there are other people that are dancing around it and still, doing the things to earn their keep and to what they're known for. Mm-hmm. And that's a juggling act as a celebrity. And so I asked this question then, does becoming a public figure does that automatically give you the humanitarian label? Is it automatically your responsibility to speak up and speak out against, injustices and, instances of inhumanity? Does it automatically put a cape on your back?
I'm curious to know your thoughts on this.
So when we were getting ready for this episode, we were talking about this. I was thinking, I had mentioned that one of the last one of the first moments of rebellious genius that we saw in Kanye West, of course, was during the Katrina, the flood, and the telethons that they were doing to raise money for relief for people that had suffered through the flood. And in that moment of rebelliousness, Kanye immediately was on television with Mike Myers and says George Bush does not care about black people.
That was so classic.
Infamously, Mike Myers'
face was like,
he was like, huh? You can audibly hear him go, huh? And it was in that moment where Kanye stepped away from being the celebrity and was just like calling things out. Mm-hmm. Because in these, as we're seeing here in this instance with the fires, a lot of these natural disasters also have a social construct and have races involved in these fires as well, and how things are being given out as far as aid. We have yet to see that, what's going to happen with that. But in the past, those things have been racially charged as well. Floods have been become racial matters, especially down in New Orleans, because of what we know about how the infrastructure of New Orleans was set up and how people are segregated in certain neighborhoods, and those neighborhoods are affected more. So I was just thinking about that, and just how some people are brave. Some people have it in them. They're just naturally rebellious. A lot of times, a lot of these artists, they'll do one thing. They will speak through their art, or maybe they will say something that will become a part of a movement. And I don't know, maybe in this day and age, the struggle seems to have decreased. The struggle, I'm putting up in air quotes, like civil rights, those types of things. So we haven't had to exercise that muscle.
Yeah.
A lot of people have not had to flex that muscle and become and put on their public servant hat along with their celebrity hat as much as in the past. So I just say that to say they have not had to exercise that muscle, and so therefore we're not seeing as many people do it now as in the past.
Yeah, and I do think so. A couple of things I want to bring up. I want to bring in a comment from Carlton, who said, "It's not. You as a human should come from the heart. Not all artists are willing to give," and that is a reality, and that really sucks for folks who want to believe the best in, the artists who we support. We can really like people's art and realize that they're like an awful person who really don't care about other people. They just really dope at what they do, right? We have grown, and we're old enough to know that everybody just ain't cut like that. You know what I'm saying? They doing this thing because they doing this thing. So going back to what you were saying, Sir Daniel, I agree. I think because we are in a moment now where everybody feels like they're in their own silos, we don't have bands, we don't have groups, we don't have these collectives anymore, right, to bring people together. Therefore, people are just kind of off doing their own thing. And we've talked about it a lot on this show. Main character syndrome is real. You don't have the ability, unless it's just in you and that's who you are, to exercise the muscle of giving. And I think there was a time when everything that happened in music happened through the machine, right? So you had to filter it. So all of these people who now have megaphones that we can access, that can talk to us directly on like an Instagram and a Twitter, before they didn't have that connection with us. So their managers or their agents would say, "Hey, we're going to set up for you because right now there's this thing that's happening out in LA. We feel like you should be part of this event or this song, or we're going to make this statement on your behalf, blah, blah, blah," because they're understanding that that's important. But it wasn't necessarily the artist that understood that it was important. For some it was, right? And for others it was just like, my man, I'm literally here because my manager made me.
And you know what? Sometimes when that happens and you get there and you're like, oh, I'm glad I came. I'm glad I did this. And automatically I think back to our show on that one night in Los Angeles, that very famous night in December 1984.
Was it 84? Yeah, that sounds right.
It was 84. The record came out in 85. Then people, after the Grammys, mind you, after the American Music Awards, went to that studio at the behest of Quincy Jones, Lionel Richie. Come on, we gotta help out. Harry Belafonte is calling people to help out with this. What's happening in Africa? They've already done it in the UK. Let's do something here in the United States. And voila, we got "We Are the World."
Yes.
Is this a "We Are the World" moment? Like, can a record could, like, if a collective of artists got together now and did a record, would that have impact like it did back in the day?
It would if they could do it, child. My bigger question, we can ask that. So my second half to that is, who would even be on the record?
Who would show up?
Who would show up? And who would we want on the record, child? Because I don't know.
Who would show up? Because you're not getting paid for this.
You're not getting paid for this.
That.
There's that. And there was so much nuance to the conversation that we had about that night. These people had to attend an award ceremony. It was the American Music Awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
They literally were handpicked because they were one, they were selling records. Two, they were going to be in town. And they had to agree to be on the record for no money. So they had to take their time. Child, Bruce Springsteen barely had a voice because he had just come off tour.
Come off the plane.
Born in the USA. Like, he was killing it.
He literally came off the plane.
He literally came off the plane into the studio, and they were there all night long because they had to finish the song from beginning to end. There was we didn't have the ability. They couldn't do it from home and you send in your vocal or whatever. Everybody was in it that night, learning the song together, learning their parts together, playing off of each other. So my thing is this. Would it be impactful to your question, Sir Daniel? Abso-freaking-lutely. If these folks could get together and pull something together and put it out, my cousin Lynette, shout out to my cousin Lynette, in the chat said the following: these celebrities could collectively change this or their country's infrastructure with their wealth. It hasn't been fixed yet. If these artists just pull together one night just for this one thing, bruh, we would have an amazing song, album, whatever.
And it's so funny. Kyriakos mentioned that Quincy was the original get to the phone person.
Yes.
And that's with a rotary phone. They had rotary phones and they had fax machines and they got it done. We've got one device here that can send out a mass text.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all kinds of technology on our side now. And I'm not 100% convinced that something like this would happen in the moment. It would probably have to be something that's negotiated to death, and would probably come out down the line, but nothing to come through and be like, let's do this right here, right now. Oh gosh, there was something I was just about to say with regards to this. Oh, so We Are the World isn't the only collective work for humanitarian purposes. Let's take it to remember right after the 9/11 disasters. Do you recall, J. Ray, the What's Going On?
I do.
Record and video
I do.
with the blindfolds and
I do. No, I mean, so by then it wasn't the same. The magic wasn't the same. It was a different era. It just wasn't the same. I think that was kind of the beginning when I really did realize, like, oh, you really kind of can't do this the way that you did it before.
Yeah. There was also Stand Up for the breast cancer awareness that the ladies, it was a project with a lot of ladies, Mary.
Yeah,
Beyonce.
I remember I think we talked briefly about that. That was performed on was it on a Divas thing?
I believe it was VH1. I don't know if it was a Divas live, but
I thought that was a key. I wish I liked it more.
Listen, Beyonce came straight from the set of a Cadillac Records movie with her Etta James wig on. So it was important to her. She was like, I'm not even going to come out of this wig. We've got people that need to be aware about breast cancer survival, and this wig is staying. Let's record. Let's sing this ditty. So it can be done, but there's just so many factors now, and egos have been inflated, and the industry has been conflated to such a way now that it's just, I don't know.
So let's talk about this, because people are Definitely, of course, name checking people that shouldn't be part of it.
Okay.
But I am curious if you had if you had two artists that you were like, oh yeah, I think they should definitely appear on the collective track. I definitely have a couple in mind.
Who could I hear on the track and not roll my eyes at and would be like, oh yes, this is natural, this is organic? It would have to be somebody relatively new, like Samara Joy.
Oh,
You know, she's
cute.
new, and I don't think she's jaded by the industry, and you know, she's still got her family. She tours with her family, so
Yes.
that's to be respected and admired. So Samara Joy, and also, I'm gonna have to think about the second one.
Okay.
So I know you have yours, so you go ahead.
So I am thinking the Warren Treaty.
Yes.
Shout out to them. Did you see their Instagram this week, by the way?
I have not.
Okay. Check out their Instagram, and this is for everybody. Oh, I'm seeing some good stuff. Y'all not going to do Anita Baker like that.
Listen, facts are facts,
Facts
America.
are facts, America. But I am seeing Jasmine Sullivan show up there. That's a good choice. So on the Instagram for the Warren Treaty this week, Tanya Trotter, formerly Tanya Blunt,
yes.
is her husband is really just bigging her up and is like, listen, my wife is Tanya Blunt. I need y'all to understand who she is. And she doesn't talk about her history like that. And he was really just like bigging her up to be like, no, babe, say that again. And she was laughing, but he really wanted people to like understand, like, no, she cut from the cloth. Like,
No, that's his eyes on the sparrow.
right.
That's through the rain.
Right.
What are y'all not picking up here? Mama got it. Mama could sing.
Mama got it. Mama could sing. So one, the Warren Treaty. Two, I would pick her. I think her is so interesting. One, she's gonna give you a little guitar and a little thing. Is she wearing glasses now? I don't know what's up.
That's a good point.
We need a, and we also need a rapper. We need a rapper. I guess I would have to call Kendrick for this because it's like a big humanitarian thing.
I see his name. Yeah, Kendrick's name is being knocked around. So, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. You know what? The legend himself, Nick Fresh, has said, if Chrisette Michelle ain't doing nothing, she could come.
Listen,
Her.
yes.
You know something else that we got to talk about? So when we wrap this topic up, thank you, Nick, for mentioning Chrisette, because that just made me think of this inauguration lineup that's coming on. So let's finish this out, and then we got to talk about that real quick. All right. But yeah, I think that's where we are. As far as the humanitarian part of music. And the shot call is the people that could get people on the phone. Like last night, we were talking about Mr. Avant.
Clarence Avant, baby, you got to have your Rolodex.
People like that, we used to have people like that would get things rolling, things, you know, because they came from the civil rights movement, and that movement where people had to collectively get things done, and people took on responsibilities to galvanize people. And we just lost the last person that did that in Quincy Jones. So I don't know of any names that can make those things happen nowadays. You
know who can make it happen? Who? Missy Elliott.
You reckon?
I reckon. So you know what came up? You know what? You was shuffled up in the car was the Fighting Temptation song. It had all the girls on there. And I was like, Missy is that girl. Like
She could definitely get the ladies in line. She would, yes, she would definitely be able to get the ladies in line for a verse or two. So I receive that. I receive Melissa Elliott as being the person nowadays that could pick up the phone and make that call.
Yeah. Yeah. I do want to go back to, because I don't think I answered this question, but around the humanitarian, does being a public figure make you automatically a humanitarian? And I definitely I did answer this because it's definitely no. I just wanted to reiterate. and here's why I think this is really important that I want to reiterate that is because I do think we ask things of celebrities that we just shouldn't. Stop asking celebrities about like politics things, about like what's going on in like Palestine. Like stop asking them that. Like
it's just not a good idea, especially nowadays, at the rate at which information moves today. It's just never going to work out well in anybody's favor. And if you are not really well read on certain things and up to speed on current events, you're going to end up looking like a fool.
Yeah.
And I think that's the fear that a lot of celebrities have when it comes to these instances of, and that's why they would rather do things quietly, which I'm all for. Yeah. Because do not go down to the volunteer center where people are bringing in clothes and unloading packs of water,
throwing towels at them,
start throwing toilet paper, or come in there with your entourage and your cameras rolling for a moment to show that, hey, I'm giving. That never worked. That never bodes well for anybody.
No.
So I don't know. I think we just stop. We're at a point now where we stop depending on the industry to quote unquote do the right thing. And people just have to start doing things on their own. It's sad that we don't have these moments anymore because they were magical, but that's just where we are right now.
Absolutely true.
Yeah. So here we go. Thank you all for hanging with us and talking about this, because I know this is something that's really been going on. It's been on our hearts and minds, especially now that it's hitting close to home. In closing, though, there are a couple things that we wanted to talk about while it's fresh on my mind before we go to those last two things. So the announcements have been made about people who are performing for this new inauguration for your guy that's coming in for his second term. And wouldn't you know, a lot of them are country artists, Carrie Underwood and some other people, to name a few. Quite honestly, not surprised and not really fazed by that. I think we kind of just like, that's par for the course.
Yeah,
country music. It fits, it's very, let's go on down to Walmart in our, respect the blue line hats and our camouflage boots and, camouflage hoodies and whatnot. It's giving very January 6th vibes. But after that, they made an announcement that the Village People,
which is
weird.
I have so many thoughts.
Now, granted, none of the original lineup of the Village People, because of course,
Victor Willis be still performing with them.
Well, I want to say this. I don't know who's in this lineup.
I don't know who
right now. They showed a picture and I was like, yeah, I don't recognize any of these people. They look to be under 30. And we know the Village People came out in the 70s, so that's not possible. Right. Exactly. So, but for the Village People, I think what shocked everybody was the Village People for what they stood for and what their identity stood for.
They stand for a check performing now. So here's the thing. So I'm a start with the Village People. So the Village People, what mostly surprises me and is so weird about them performing is that the conservatives kept playing like YMCA at rallies, and I'm like, Do we not understand what YMCA was about? This is weird to me. I do not understand.
Clearly not reading the room. Clearly.
They were not reading the room. And so it was already strange during the campaign. What's also very clear, the thing about the Village People is they didn't write any of those songs. So these dudes are performing. This is the way they earn a living.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of have to do it gig by gig. So they are not concerned. One, they're not going to lose no fans. People still going to book them to play these festivals. Because I don't know if they're doing queer stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know any prides booking the Village People. Right. So I think I think their gamble is that they're not going to lose anything by performing at this inauguration. They've probably been performing for most of these crowds anyway, based on who books them to come and perform. So that's them. Mm-hmm. What's crazy about the country stuff is, with all of the conversations we've been having about the history of country music, and if y'all are not familiar and haven't watched our country music series with our brother Big Mike, y'all should go back and watch it, how we talk about the origin of country being Black, right? So, and we're in this moment now where all of these country artists, the Warren Treaty being one, right, are making waves that they are holding on tooth and nail to country music being like white American music. And I'm sorry, y'all, that is being upended because, one, it was never true from the beginning. And I don't care how hard you hold on to it, it is just never going to be true. So it's just interesting to me that this is the choice that they're making. But, you know, it's been done before, child.
It has been done before. But, you know, I'm with Michelle. I'm not showing up.
Right.
I'm with Michelle Obama. Me and
I live
Michelle
for her.
Obama are going to be somewhere else while this is going on. Y'all tell us how it goes, because I'm not tuned in. I
will not be tuned in. No, I'm going to be watching everything but that.
Yes. Now, these topics, I feel like what we're doing right now is in the ilk, and we stand on the big broad shoulders of.
Why you do her like that?
I only said that because Charlamagne said it this morning, and it was hilarious. If it's funny, it's funny. We stand on the big broad shoulders of Wendy Williams, and I was so happy to hear her. I don't know why I thought she was going to be there in person, but after
she wasn't.
No, she was not. It was a phoner.
Okay.
She had her niece Alexis on with her, and Jerry, I was just really disgusted and disheartened to know that they literally have her like a caged bird in this luxury apartment where she literally cannot leave.
Wow.
If people try and go see her, they are scared away. And of course, she still has no control over her assets.
Damn.
And she says she had $15 to her name. And it's so sad. It's so sad. Her father's about to turn 94, and she's not even certain if she'll be able to go see him on his 94th birthday because, you know, if you make it to 94, God bless him, it's not guaranteed that he's going to see another birthday after that.
Right.
And so she was even frightful that them having the conversation and speaking out about what's happening would be like retaliation. There will be retaliation against her in the form of you can't go see your dad. And it boggles my mind that these people have this much control over someone who they claim is incapacitated, but she is not. She is, you know, everybody, they may have some concerns or whatever, but she's got it would be different if she didn't have a loving family unit.
Right.
She's got a strong family unit that is ready to take her in, ready to take care of her. And for the life of us, we don't know why we know why they're still doing it.
It's money.
It's money. It's always
all money.
But shout out to Charlamagne. You can tell Charlamagne was very intentional about naming names, having her on, speaking out, speaking her truth, wanting people to hear her and know that she can speak on her own and she's not unable to articulate. She's got all her marbles intact.
Mhm.
It's funny. I don't believe that she needs to get back on in television or on the air or anything like that right
Retire,
now.
baby. No.
Or even down the line, some voiceover work, yes. Narrate some stuff,
Right.
yes. But she doesn't need any additional stress of like being on a timetable, a radio timetable, or a television timetable. But get that woman out of that apartment. In fact, I think there needs to be like a militia or somebody to break Wendy out. Free.
No.
You know how we always hollering free them in the hood. We always free my ninja.
Free Wendy. Now we need a free Wendy. We was doing free Britney, free Wendy.
And as hard as those people were going for Britney, y'all need to be going hard for Wendy.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't check it out. I tried not to tune into the Breakfast Club, but you mentioned it. You was like, this might be something I need to like check out. My thing is so interesting. Now, thank you for that update on how it went. I'm at that point now where my empath gene is just too strong, and I be feeling like, oh my God, and I'm feeling stuff that her niece is probably feeling as she's sitting there, and I'm like, baby, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I do what Wendy's situation, echoing the Britney situation, has brought to light is I didn't realize that these conservatorships were as common as they seem to be, right? Because we were hearing about it with the football player, the brother that they made the movie about. The white folks that had that he was living with.
The Long Mile or whatever they made the movie about.
Yeah,
yes.
not the
Green Mile.
No.
Y'all know what I mean.
Y'all know what I mean. The football
yards,
player, and the long yard.
The long yard. You could tell we're sports people over here, right? The hard yards, whatever that movie was called with Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock starred in that. Yes. So anyway, these conservatorships seem to be more common. And they happen a lot when there's a lot of money involved.
The Blind Side.
The Blind Side. We were way off. Thank you. Thanks, cuz. We were way off.
It's sports ball. What can I tell you?
Right. So yes. So shout out to Wendy, and yes, we need some free Wendy merch and whatnot. Yeah, glad that happened. So, Sir Daniel, in addition to Wendy being on the Breakfast Club, so one Aubrey Graham said, I am going to give you a lawsuit, Universal Music, for defamation. I received, of course, people were like sending me like pieces of it. It's whoever wrote it, bravo to the lawyer that made all of the money writing this thing, because reading through some of it was just like, oh, they put that in writing. That is something.
Big time.
So thoughts on, this is unparalleled, by the way, Sir Daniel. And we talked about this during the holiday when we did our show.
Check out our last show.
Check out our show that we did on the day before Thanksgiving. This is unparalleled, and it is my feeling that Drake is like, and I tweeted this, that I think he's just trying to burn it. He's like, I'm going to burn it all down, because guess what's going to happen? These major labels is not going to want to play around with these rappers unless you are playing like real squeaky clean. They ain't going to want to play around with y'all and give y'all a whole bunch of money. Drake is like, I'm going to burn it down, and then I'm going to take my money and I'm going to run. This ain't about a little nothing. You trying to get all your coins, because this ain't going to benefit nobody but you, bro.
Just taking this to court is just like so ridiculous.
That is the most not hip hop thing you could ever do.
It's giving, let me move my bang to the side and be like, you will not call me a pedophile and get away with it with an air snatch. You will not call me a pedophile and get away with it. And just the back and forth, if he just went away, it's not like he doesn't have any money.
He got so much money.
He's got a young maybe a child and a half, from what I understand.
Stop it now. That is apparently not true.
There's allegedly another a daughter somewhere, allegedly,
right?
And he's got them to raise, and he's got all his baddies. There's still Drake tings out there that want to be with him. He's got things he can be doing. And again, take a page out of Sade's book. Go away and happy birthday, Sade. Go away
happy birthday, Sade.
Go away for a decade. Make people, I've said this before, make people miss you.
Yes.
Make people think about, the good old days of Kiki, do you love me? Make them miss that. Mm-hmm. You are not letting people miss you. We are not missing you, Ari. And so that's the main thing that I really wish he would take away. But, you got to stand for yourself. You got to defend yourself, I believe. But, that's neither here nor there.
All the things are true. And so the reality is stuff can be two things. I said this on the thing. From a business standpoint, I mean, sure. From a hip hop standpoint, it's like, hold up. We just don't do that. Like, we just don't do that. It's so lame, bro. Like,
let's take it back to middle school. Oh, you're L7. It's
so lame. But yeah, so he rolled out a full-fledged lawsuit. So there is still the other petition that is out there. That was the petition filed in Texas against iHeart, and I think there's a UMG connection there too. Spotify's apparently out of it because he didn't bring Spotify into this. It's just UMG. So I guess we need to see what happens with this other petition that's happening around iHeart. But yeah, there's a full lawsuit coming down, brought by one Aubrey Graham, and we shall see what happens.
Yes, we shall. Oh well. Listen, I had fun chopping it up.
Can I share stuff? Can I share something?
Please do, because y'all are gonna enjoy this. Please do.
So, everybody, I did my Ancestry DNA. So I did the Ancestry DNA because I've been, in particular now in this moment, just incredibly curious about where I'm from. Like, I want to know where I'm from. And there's been all these rumblings about here's what you're from, here's where you're from. So I did my Ancestry DNA. I'm actually going to pull it up. I'm going to show you my tab, my ancestral regions, because it's kind of cool, Sir Daniel. So, okay. So I am 16% in the Togo, Benin area.
Okay.
So that's significant. 14% Nigeria, and I have the ethnic groups, so it breaks down the different ethnic groups that I'm a part of, which I think is really dope. Ivory Coast, Ghana, 11% Scotland. So here's what's interesting about this 11% Scotland. All my life, and this is a lot of black folk, this is why this DNA thing is really important. Mm-hmm. There would be we got Indian in our family. We got Indian in our family, and by Indian we mean Native American, right? Back then it was you got Indian in your family, and we're now Native American folks. Where this actually comes from is Scotland. So actually, if you scroll way down here, I am 1%.
You're really Scottish.
I am 1% Indigenous North American.
Oh, so there it is. Okay.
It's literally way down here. So it's funny. I get to have this conversation now. Like, they were saying I was I had Indian in my family. That's not true. I don't actually. What this my ancestors was just regular old black folks with some Scottish mixed in.
So don't let the what do they call the FBAs? Don't let them hear you say that too loud about you. You only got 1% Indian, because they're gonna lose it. They hear that. But congratulations.
Yes.
Glad you got to find that out. That's fun.
It is fun.
It is fun. Speaking of fun, if anybody's in Atlanta this weekend,
do that. Get your tickets.
For MLK weekend. We've had her on the show before. Our friend Whitney from Slow Drag Atlanta It's Slow Drag this weekend, and your boy is popping his Slow Drag cherry.
Yes,
I
yes,
will be
yes.
spinning for Slow Drag ATL on this Saturday, the 18th. There might still be tickets available. It's on Eventbrite, slowdrag.co. And all the early bird tickets are gone. Like, people do not play about this event. And it's so refreshing to see that people are getting into the 70s soul and want to hear some slow music, but also there's going to be funk, a little bit of disco. I'm about to go in there and play things that I've always wanted to play. So we're going to have a good time. A time would be had at Slow Drag this weekend if you are here in Atlanta.
So, Sir Daniel, give us one song that you are planning to put in your set. What is something that folks can look out for?
Ooh, I'm not going to say that because I want it to be a surprise.
Okay, no surprises.
There is a is it First Choice or Love? No, Love Unlimited.
Which one? You know, we did our Barry White show. Shout out to Barry White.
As long as I'm gonna keep him. What is the name of that song?
When you find it, let us know.
I'll tell you in just a second. But
Okay.
Go ahead. But yes, we are doing that. Oh, I'm also, if you happen to be here on the weekend, I am going to, the week after, which is this coming Wednesday, I will also be at Stereo ATL doing an all vinyl set on Wednesday night. So your boy's keeping busy, starting off the new year with a few gigs and having a good time, and really just having a good time with people that I really enjoy being around.
Listen, I'm gonna so John, who's in the chat, said play Runaway Love by Linda Clifford. Shout out to Linda Clifford. I bought a Linda Clifford joint recently at the record store too. I can't remember which record it was. Mark, I see you. If you're in Philly, let me know. Sir Daniel's he's in Atlanta, so Slow Drag is going down in Atlanta. So if the set, Mark said if you go live, he'll log on so he can hear your set. But Sir Daniel, make sure you record your set. Maybe that'd be something, so we can hear what you do with the folk.
I am going to, yes, so me, sometimes I can't let him down. That's the name of the song.
Okay.
By Love Unlimited. You know how I get sometimes, I'm forgetting to hit record.
Yeah.
And completely forget, and it's probably the dopest set of my life, but I'm going to try and do that.
Are you doing vinyl only, or are you doing controller?
I'm doing controller this time around. Wednesday is the all vinyl set. Okay. But definitely Saturday, if you're here, please come out. I would love to see you all at Slow Drag ATL, Slow Drag Atlanta. It's going to be a good time.
Awesome, y'all. Well, listen, thank y'all so much for we have another question from John. Where is Slow Drag going to be?
It's going to be at Atlantucky.
Okay,
which is the new brewery by one of the brothers from the
Nappy Roots.
Is it Nappy Roots? Yeah,
Nappy Roots.
Nappy Heads. Nappy Roots, who you remember from back in the day with their hair. Oh, no. Y'all done up and done it.
Yeah, they have a brewery in Atlanta. Shout out to...
Right off of Northside Drive.
Scales and all of them brothers. Yes. That's what's happening.
Yes. So that's going to be a fun time. Good times this weekend.
Good
your MLK weekend. Can you believe January is almost over?
This has been... What's crazy is January feels simultaneously forever and short. Does that make sense?
Got it. Heard you. Absolutely.
It feels simultaneously forever and short. But thank y'all so much for joining us. If you can see our faces and hear our voices, please go ahead and subscribe wherever you are. Always tell a friend. If you like Q Points, tell a friend, family, colleagues. If you like the show, chances are they will like the show too. Be sure to visit our website at qpoints.com. There you can check out all of our old shows, and you can also read our blog, which is Q Points Mag at magazine.qpoints.com. And if you want to support your boys, you can shop our store at store.qpoints.com and get some hot merch. Sir Daniel, before we close out though, I see you got that They Reminisce Over You Fresh gear. Was that?
yes.
Yeah, that Troy podcast
The
gear.
Reminisce Over You podcast gear, that I Hate You So Much Right Now t-shirt. Go and get you one. You need to get you one of these.
Was it T-Thang? I think .com.
Ain't nothing but a T-Thang.
Ain't nothing but a T-Thang. Make sure y'all go and support our Canadian cousins.
Yes.
They Reminisce Over You podcast. We absolutely love them. So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, look, in this life, what do I always say? You have a choice. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
I'm J Ray, y'all.
And this is Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. We will see you all on the next go round. Peace.
We will. Peace, y'all.